Good morning. This is PJ here for our daily lectionary readings. Today's reading is for Wednesday, April 27th, 2022. We continue in Psalm 122 with being in the same psalm on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. For our Old Testament reading, we continue with the story of Esther, chapter 9, verses 1 through 5, and then 18 through 23. Using the Message, we'll expand it just a little bit. And then our New Testament reading is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12, verses 4 through 12. Let us listen in to our scriptures for the day. When they said, "Let's go to the house of God," my heart leaped for joy. And now we're here, O Jerusalem, inside Jerusalem's wall. Jerusalem, well-built city, built as a place for worship, the city to which the tribes ascend. All God's tribes go up to worship, to give thanks to the name of God. This is what it means to be Israel. Thrones for righteous judgment are sent there, famous David thrones. Pray for Jerusalem's peace, prosperity to all you Jerusalem lovers. Friendly insiders, get along. Hostile outsiders, keep your distance. For the sake of my family and friends, I'll say it again, live in peace. For the sake of the house of our God, I'll do my very best for you. Our Old Testament reading from the book of Esther. On the 13th day of the 12th month of the year, the month of Adar, the king's order came into effect. This was the very day that the enemies of the Jews had planned to overpower them, but the tables were now turned. The Jews overpowered those who hated them. The Jews had gathered in the cities throughout King Xerxes' province to lay hands on those who were seeking their ruin. Not one man was able to stand up against them. Fear made cowards of them all. What's more, all the government officials, satraps, governors, everyone who worked for the king, actually helped the Jews because of Mordecai. They were afraid of him. Mordecai by now was a powerful man in the palace. As Mordecai became more and more powerful, his reputation grew in all of the provinces. So the Jews finished off all their enemies with the sword, slaughtering them right and left, as they pleased to those who hated them. Meanwhile, in the rest of the king's provinces, the Jews had organized and defended themselves, freeing themselves from oppression. On the 13th day of the month of Adar, they killed 75,000 of those who hated them, but did not take any plunder. The next day, the 14th, they took it easy and celebrated with much food and laughter. But in Susha, since the Jews had banded together on both the 13th and the 14th day, they made the 15th day their holiday for laughing and feasting. The account for why the Jews living out in the country, in the rural villages, remember the 14th day of Adar for celebration, their day for parties and exchanging of gifts. Mordecai wrote all this down and sent copies to all the Jews in all of the King Xerxes' provinces, regardless of distance, calling for an annual celebration on the 14th and 15th day of Adar, as the occasion when Jews got relief from their enemies, the month in which their sorrow turned to joy. Mourning somersaulted into the holiday for parties and fun and laughter. They're sending and receiving of presents and of giving gifts to the poor. And they did it. What started then became a tradition, continuing the practice of what Mordecai had written to them. Our New Testament reading today comes from the Gospel of Luke, Luke chapter 12, verses 4 through 12. I'm speaking to you as dear friends. Don't be bluffed into silence or insincerity by the threats of religious bullies. True, they can kill you, but then what can they do? There's nothing they can do to your soul, your core being, save your fear for God, who holds your entire life, body, and soul in his hands. What's the price of 2 or 3 pet canaries? Some lose change, right? But God never overlooks a single one, and he pays even greater attention to you, down to the last detail. Even numbering the hairs on your head. So don't be intimidated by all of this bully talk. You're worth more than 1,000,000 canaries. Stand up for me among the people you meet, and the Son of Man will stand up for you and all of God's angels. But if you pretend you don't know me, do you think I'll defend you before God's angels? If you badmouth the Son of Man out of misunderstanding or ignorance, that can be overlooked. But if you're knowingly attacking God himself, taking aim at the Holy Spirit, that won't be overlooked. When they drag you into meeting places or into police courts and before judges, and don't worry about defending yourself, what you'll say or how you'll say it. The right words will be there. The Holy Spirit will give you the right words when the time comes. And here ends our readings for the day.